Alright, welcome fellow collectors. Once again, this is Optical 20 for another video review. This time it's for Iron Man 3 Hot Toys Mark 42. An older figure, but I don't have any Iron Man at the moment, and I was debating between this or Mark 43 because I'm trying to build my Avengers line once again. And I know on the back of my mind, Mark 43 would probably get more views when I upload it on YouTube because, it's a newer figure, but I just can't pull the trigger on that guy, even though it does have the traditional red and it would fit more in my Avengers line. This is new to me. I know it's an older figure, but I do like the fact there's so many things that I do like about this more than the 43. So with that being said, I went to this figure, just to complete my Avengers line. Maybe down the line I'd buy a redder Iron Man for my taste, but definitely not Mark 43. It's probably gonna be Mark 3 if anything. In my opinion, this is the stronger figure of the two. If you have this and if you're watching this, I don't have Mark 43, so I can't tell you hold on to this or not, but in my opinion, this is, I would say, a better figure in terms of value, or like things that you're gonna get. That one's a bit more expensive, I think, for like $50 more, but this one would do the job if you're just trying to collect your Avengers line, for now at least. I'm sure they'll come out with new Iron Mans. We don't have to tell Hot Toys that every 2 hours they come up with a new armor. So yep. So moving on to the review, the box. If you've seen this before, I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of reviews. It's just my take on it, my 2 cents. It's pretty familiar with you now. It's as you can see, all the die-cast line that looks kind of like a 3D-ish. Iron Patriot, RoboCop, and Mark 42, pretty much following the same pattern. Even the title on the top, as you can see, RoboCop, Iron Man 3. I like it. It has some unique feel to it. It's not like your usual shoot box type of Hot Toys. And normal Iron Man hands, you can see fisted hands, repulsor hands, and the articulated finger hands. This one's a bit unique because it does have, so you can see the gold thumb and the gold pointy finger on it. So it's a bit of the entire, I guess, concept of him having more gold, not yellow, than red is unique. Not particularly my taste, but it pops out. It's nice. And also I like the fact that you can interchange this parts, as you can see here with his wrist guards, the battle damage ones. This is the reason why I chose this instead of 43, to be quite honest with you. Is I am I like battle damage. That's why I held on to my Mark 7 for so long, because you can interchange the look. If you're getting bored at a single, at staring at him, all clean up, then you always have the chance to switch him up, just mix things up a little bit. And I like that 42 does it. I wish Mark 7 would still be my ultimate Iron Man. If one day they make a die-cast version of that, I would definitely buy it. But yeah, for now this would do. And this is one of his bicep pieces. So you can see there, you just snap this on. You gotta be careful. This is plastic and it's really thin, so don't force it out or anything if you are trying to remove it. Just be gentle. It's gonna happen if you're gonna take it out eventually, but just take it easy. That's the clean version, as you can see right next to it. So what I did was I kind of lined up. So my Iron Man Mark 42 right now is bare. So I'm just trying to show you a visual comparison of the details that it's in here. So you can see, like, for example, this is his right forearm armor right here. The clean version, as you can see, is right there. There's some metal there because it's magnetized. As I would show you later on the video for those who haven't seen yet. But this is there's a lot of details just on the forearm itself. So you can see there's an opening. It looks like it's been ripped open. You can see some wires and some internal parts in there, which is awesome. And I'm gonna put it right back. And not only that, it doesn't end there. He also have like he has an extra forearm. It's also battle damage, but it does come with a different setting. with a missile right here. I wish he would come with a missile that's open, but it's a clean version. I guess it's too much to ask, but because it's kind of weird that you're gonna put him with this one. Like say he's all clean and he's trying to shoot someone, but only his forearm is battle damaged. But at the same time, when even if you put the entire battle damage pieces to him, his legs are gonna be clean. So I mean, it doesn't bother me that much. I'm just letting you all guys, in case you want to buy a Mark 42, only the top part, has the interchangeable armor. The bottom part, it doesn't really bother me. I don't look at the bottom part all that much anyway. But yeah, it is what it is. On Mark 7, that's one thing that's good about Mark 7 is you can't change the legs, but the armor on his thighs, kind of makes up for it. Kind of have some scratches on it. And as you can see, this is his right forearm armor, which I do like as well, because as you can see, it is battle damage, but they didn't make it uniform, to the left hand one or the right hand one. They gave it a little bit more a different design, even though it's kind of like scratched up. At least they didn't take the shortcut of making it the same exact battle damage as the other one. Knowing Hot Toys, they have the tendency of doing that, but I did like the fact that they didn't do it this time. And this is this chest plate. So you can see there's some holes and punctures in it. It's not even. There's some paint scratches. That's the beauty of a battle damage piece, because even if you drop this one now, I didn't drop this, but you can get away with it. And this is the clean version. Pretty nice. As you can see, it's more fuller. It kind of covers the entire chest area altogether compared to the other one. The other one kind of exposes some of his wires inside, which is built into the figure itself. And what you're looking at now is his shoulder armor. And as you can see, there's a lot of details in this one. You would appreciate it more if you're watching this on HD. Even myself in hand, you kind of like marvel too. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But when you start watching it up close, that's the beauty of this macro lenses, is that you can really capture the work that Hot Toys put together into this pieces. And one thing to note though is on this battle damage pieces, they are plastic, but the real ones that's attached to the figure, the clean version, is die cast. So something to note. I mean, it's not a big deal. Honestly, I prefer the plastic more, because the metal ones kind of scratches the shoulder inside. I mean, it's not a big deal because you can't see it, but something to note about. And this is his two head sculpts, battle damage and clean version. I'm not gonna go too much into it. I'm gonna discuss that on the next segment. But this is his stand, pretty similar to the Iron Patriot stand. And if you bought anything from that, the gazillion armors that Iron Man 3 produced, then you'll be familiar with this stand. It's pretty standard. It's not dynamic because, as you know, you can't make these guys fly. They're too heavy. But it has the cradle and it does light up. Now moving to the figure itself, it's really nice. I like the armor a lot. I'd rather have more red on my armor, to be quite honest with you. But it's unique. It's more gold than red, and on the Mark 43, it's the exact opposite. So they kind of inverted the colors, which makes 43 for me a better color per se. If 43 has this functionality of movable parts, I mean, I do like the fact that he comes with this nice base, don't get me wrong, but I'd trade that for having to do this, the interchangeable parts, because they kind of raised the price high because he's red, and and it's in Avengers 2, which is a higher grossing movie, I would assume, than this one. No, I think this is a higher grossing movie though, Iron Man 3. But yeah, they raised the price by $50, gave us the fancy base, and it's not like this guy comes with an oval base. I can call that fancy as well because it does light up. The other one doesn't, the Mark 43. But what's lacking is the ability to interchange the pieces, which I'd rather have than having a stagnant Ultron just laying on the base doing nothing. At least on this guy, I can change the look if I get tired of looking at him, as a clean version. As you can see here, even as a clean version, he's fantastic. He looks great. His legs are always going to be clean because there's no interchangeable pieces, which like I mentioned again, I don't mind. What I do like about the suit in general, and I can say that to Mark 43 as well. This one doesn't open up, by the way, unlike Mark 7. Is the fact that it's how do I say this? It's kind of slim fit, unlike Silver Centurion, who's a little bit bulky. This one is a slim fit, so it's it kind of fits his body, kind of sleek. I feel like he can move a lot better. But yeah, that's one thing that I did like about the suit. And as you can see here, here's the advancement of Hot Toys through the years. As you can see here, when I move his ankles, which is a good thing by itself because he has a lot of articulation just on his ankles. And you can see this moving parts just moves with you. It just moves with the ankle itself, so you're not rubbing off paint on one another, even though there's like a red thingy in there, and his ankles, as you can see, it's barely noticeable in hand too. So I'm discovering this the same way here. But yeah, these are the things that you won't see maybe 2 years ago. The engineering of Hot Toys obviously is a lot better now. The articulation, they gave us more range of movement, especially on these Iron Man figures, which is their cash cows. There's a button here. Another thing that they improved upon. Before you can't do the landing pose on this guy. I know it's achievable, even though it's still hard. I know in Mark 43 they even used it on the prototype pictures. So I believe it's a lot better in 43 because there's some things that you can move easily. But it's this guy's no slouch either. So, and on the back he has this flaps that you can open up, just like so. Look at this. That looks like he's gonna fly. It's pretty nice. And you can also see there's silver linings on his back. That's also nice details on it. Painted silver all the way in, and you can see too on his shoulders there is some rotors and rivets. That's also extendable, so you can have a lot more range of movement. That's one thing that I don't like. It's, as you can see here, it's kind of exposed. I mean, I like the fact that it's really detailed. As you can see, it looks like a real rotor or a real, there's gears in it. You see it extends, and it goes up and down. It looks like real gears. There's a lot of details in it. It's just that I wish it was a bit more hidden. When it's actually hidden, even the shoulder itself, you can put it in, it's kind of hidden, but you can still see it. Unlike Iron Patriot, which it doesn't have that feature, but at the same time it does cover up a lot of things. As you can see here, it does go up. That's one of the main reasons why you can achieve the landing post now. Is back in the day on Mark 7 or Mark 5, Mark 3, Mark 4, you can't really do those because his, we call that panties back in the, I don't know if we still call them panties because they also have this pink panties that always happens. But yeah, they're made out of rubber, so when you pull it up, it kind of rubs each other from the leg to that part. So, and now let's move on to the head sculpt. One of my favorite things about this figure is, I don't know, I just like the look. It's sleek, it's light, light is so bright, as you can see there. Let's move it around. And I also like the battle damage one, which I would go into. But yeah, you know what, honestly, in an Iron Man figure, it should be a must that they always include a third, like 3 head sculpts, especially for the expensive ones like this guy. A clean one, a helmeted head sculpt, and one kind of like the Mark 7 where it's just a Tony Stark, so you can kind of like a look like he doesn't have his helmet on. I mean, we're paying premium for this guy. It's like $300, almost $400 for the Mark 43. Yet, we're getting the recycled face over and over. So give us a recycled head. Give us the workshop head. And this is one thing that I also don't like, is the fact that when you're trying to turn him on and off, you gotta go through the hassle of doing this. And come on, man, on Mark 7, I've said this time and time again, just do the Mark 7 engineering. Just put that behind the faceplate. No one can see it. It just works better, because I know over time, and it discourages people on turning it on, because I know myself for a fact, I won't go through this because I'm gonna be scared to either break the top part or just do it over and over, and then eventually it's gonna come loose. Yeah, I'd rather have it just not line up. Then that's what I'm gonna do. It's not that hard to remove, but at the same time, it's not that accessible. Unlike Mark 7, you take out the magnetized faceplate, you turn it on, easy. And I mean, you can interchange the faceplate. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't like the positioning of the switch. I'm just not a big fan. And I, by watching some videos from Mark 43, it looks like they didn't fix the issue. They just stick with it. Just typical of Hot Toys. The mold is already there. Let's just invert the paint. Some easy money from Iron Man fans. So that's why I know one of my buddies, Patrick, is just staying away from Iron Man now. He kind of gets discouraged because they're releasing one every month. It just doesn't end, and it's kind of like their cash cow, which I don't blame Hot Toys because they keep on making these Iron Man figures. They're repainting him all the time, and people are still buying it. So I don't know how many times they're gonna repaint Mark 7. I know there's a stealth version coming out soon too as well, and then people are buying it. I guess they think it's gonna be expensive down the line, and it might be, kind of like Midas, but I don't know, just not my thing. And this is the battle damage version, which is pretty cool, which is my preferred head sculpt, to be quite honest. I like the black on his eyes, some burnt metal there. As you can see, it's turning black. There's a lot of scratches. There's mud. I love it. I just love the look, the overall look of this one. Can see and that's one of the things too that kind of, I wouldn't say bother me from Mark 43 is, I mean, it does work for Iron Patriot, so I guess they stuck with it. The fact that Mark 43 is kind of in between. He's not really battle damage, but he's not really clean, so I guess we'll lean towards battle damage then, because I mean, I don't know. It's to me, I'd rather have them go clean all the way or do battle damage all the way. I don't want him to be in between. Like with this guy, at least you have the option to have him just clean all the way. I'd rather have that on 43, to be quite honest with you, because it kind of looks funny at times. I don't know. I just not a big fan of it. And going back to this figure, if you remove the faceplates, you can see here another recycled head sculpt. It looks good, to be quite honest with you. I like this better than, I'm sure this is the same mechanic head sculpt, but the fact that you remove the hair and put him inside the helmet, I think it works better. Maybe the hair kind of messed up the mechanic. I don't know. I'm not positive, but I think this sculpt looks better with this look than just the exposed one. As you can see here, that's the magnet that kind of like goes on top. You see here, the recycling head sculpt, so might as well give us 3. I mean, we've seen Iron Man over and over again. Just throw us a bone here or something, Hot Toys. This looks good. This is actually my first Iron Man that I owned, at least, that can do this outside of obviously Iron Patriot. Silver Centurion can do this. And all that good stuff, but yeah, this is, it works good. Let's turn it around again. One more look before we hit the road. And yeah, like I said, it's the same sculpt, but the damage is different from him, Silver Centurion, and the mechanic. So at least they kind of played around with the blood there, so to make it look like it's different. And this is the bear figure. When you look at it, before you do any interchanging, this is what I do like. So you can see there, his chest has some sculpting on its own, so that looks good by itself. So you can see there, and you can see the hand is just bare, nothing in it. There's 3 pegs, there's 3 holes that you see there. That's where the chest plate kind of clicks in, so you just kind of push it in there. There you go. So he already has the battle damage piece in there. The abdominal section would remain clean. Apparently his opponents are only just hitting him from the chest and above, and his arms. He has and this is the shoulder piece. You see that red thingy and that R? That would indicate that it's for the right shoulder. So it's kind of like a foolproof right there. So you're not gonna insert that on the left hand, and you just kind of push it in. No magnets whatsoever. And like I said, the battle damage pieces are plastic, so it's not that heavy. It'll snap on its own. You just kind of give it a little push. So there you go. Looks good right there. And now we'll go on to the his wrist guard. And anyone who owned Iron Man figures before, the wrist guard just slides on. Just make sure you handle it carefully, because it would break if you don't. And this is the armor pieces on his forearm. There's a magnet in between those black hands that he does have on his, or black sticks, I don't know how you call them. So it just snaps on easily. You just gotta make sure that you line them up nicely, and it'll snap by itself. So no resistance whatsoever. There you go. And on the other side as well. And to me, this looks pretty good already. I mean, like I said, the lack of battle damage pieces on his torso, on his abdominal section, or his legs, it doesn't really bother me that much. Unlike some other people saying that, at least Mark 43 was consistent with its scratches, which it is. It has scratches all over the place. But I don't know. I just like this better. I guess it's apples and oranges, and this is his forearm, so this is a little bit tougher for me, just to remove at first. So you just gotta find a sweet spot, because I'm always scared that I'm gonna break it. You see here, you kind of pull it on, you just tug it back and forth, but don't force it, because that you see that little thing right there. That's the one that's gonna hold the what do you call that? There you go, the battle damage piece. So just be really gentle, and you just snap it on just like so. All right. Yes, you can see here. Also, you just slide it in. Pretty easy. Pretty standard for, as you can see there, that looks pretty good by itself. That's the full extent of battle damage that you're gonna see. I wish they had another one on the left forearm. I mean, his left bicep, but that's pretty much it. But it looks, pretty decent to me, enough to change the overall look. That's one of the reasons, like I said, why I did like this figure more than 43. I mean, I guess the helmet does a lot, because of how it looks like, but you can see the legs there. It doesn't have any battle damage pieces whatsoever. Because it's die cast, I guess. You can't remove the thighs. But yeah, let's move on. And this is him with all his all clean version. I was kind of imitating the power pose, pose from the the Hot Toys figures as well. The power pose signature, which you can I can kind of achieved it. I think I did. It's pretty good. You can see in his normal stand, and that metal rod supports him, pretty good. Like I said, can he be supported by those dynamic stands? I tried it. It's kind of scary, so I would kind of shy away from that. It's a bit heavy for that, but yep, it looks pretty good. Like I said, on any Iron Man figures, I'd rather have them full, all out clean, or all out battle damage, or if you want to go in between, at least make the pieces interchangeable. This one is kind of like him with the head sculpt. Like I said, I like the battle damage pieces better, the version better. This is the look that I wanted to have. I mean, if he was inverted, yeah, I mean, that would have been perfect to me with all these battle damage pieces. I wish you could use them to put on the Mark 43, but you can't, unfortunately. 43, like I said, that would have been perfect for me if it had this pieces right here without the base. Let's make everything else the same. Even the base is the same, but inverted colors. That would have been awesome for me. That would have been my Iron Man. But I guess we can't get everything. So But yeah, here it is. There goes the review. So for anyone who's wondering whether they should pick this one up or wait for the 43, or you know what, maybe wait for the Civil War version. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come up with a Civil War. Honestly, I'd rather have this than the 43. Now, if this doesn't satisfy your Iron Man cravings because it's not red enough, I would say go for the Mark III that's coming up soon. I know it's another $300, but I mean, that's the classic Iron Man in my opinion. I'd rather have the 7, but 3 would do for now. It's also die cast, but I'm kind of wary about the chest plate version. I don't think you can do any ab crunches on that one, so the articulation is not as good as this. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Please hit like or subscribe. It really does help me a lot. So I'll see you in the next review. And until next time, thank you so much.